Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Daily Writing Clinic. This is a Daily Writing Clinic for General Task 1, and this month we're looking at formal letters. We're looking at the second bullet point paragraph for the question that we're focusing on this month. So before we start, just a couple of things. Just wanted to remind everyone that these Daily Writing Clinics are not mandatory, and you really should be focusing on the course first. So make sure that you complete the course before looking at these Daily Writing Clinics, because the purpose of these Writing Clinics is to revise different aspects of the course. So obviously you need to look at the course first, and then it gives you some opportunity to practice these aspects, and then you'll get some global feedback about common mistakes that people are making. That global feedback will be available Tuesday next week, and you'll be able to find it in a link under this video. Okay, so just follow the link, and that will take you to the global feedback. The benefits of the Daily Writing Clinics are that you can use this global feedback to analyze your own work and overcome your weaknesses. Just to manage expectations, remember there will be no individual feedback per se, and that's the whole purpose of the correction service. So if you're looking for specific individual feedback on all your grammar mistakes, all your vocabulary mistakes, etc., make sure that you use correction service. And just a final note of instructions, after I give you the task for this week's lesson, remember to post your answers in the comments under this video. You'll only be able to do that for the next week until the global feedback video is made. So with all that said, let's get on to today's Daily Writing Clinic. So this month's question was, you have just read an article in an international travel magazine which contains some information about your town that is incorrect. Write a letter to the editor of the magazine. In your letter, and then correct the information in the article, explain why it's important for the magazine to give correct information, and suggest what the magazine should do about the situation. So, like we said before, today's lesson is focusing on the second bullet point, which says explain why it is important for the magazine to give correct information. So, anytime we're writing for General Task 1, very important at the beginning of the task to check if it's a formal or informal letter. Here it says write a letter to the editor of the magazine. When this doesn't say friend, then we know it has to be formal. So this is going to be formal, which means we're using formal language, and we are not using contractions. So remember, then we have to ask ourselves, what is the correct amount of length for the bullet point paragraph? So are we looking at between 20 to 30 words, 45 to 55 words, 60 to 70 words, or it doesn't matter as long as I answer the question? So hopefully by now we should know that we are looking at B, 45 to 55 words, somewhere around that. Anything less than that is going to be considered underdeveloped. If any of your paragraphs are considered underdeveloped, you're not going to be getting above about 5 of your task response. So it's very important to make sure that you're up to about 45 words. You don't want to go over that. One thing is just a waste of your time, and time is a very valuable resource in the writing section of the IELTS exam. Also quite often means that people tend to include information that is not necessary, which you would also lose points for. So try and keep your answers between 45 and 55 words. Very important to stay on topic. So we're going to explain why it is important for the magazine to give correct information. That's the bullet point we're looking at. So can I talk about other people's opinion of their magazine? So in this instance, I think yes, I think that could be one reason it's important for the magazine to give correct information. If they don't give correct information, people are going to think poorly of their magazine. Can I talk about the mistake that they have made? We're not really focusing here on the mistake. So that's not what this paragraph is about. That's what the previous paragraph was about. Here we're just talking about why it's important for the magazine to give correct information. So here, that would be superfluous information. We don't need to talk about what the mistake is, as we've already mentioned that in a previous paragraph. Can I talk about what the magazine should say? So again, that's not really relevant to this bullet point. So that's not going to be something that we're going to be talking about. Can I talk about why it's important not to make a mistake? That's basically just paraphrasing what this bullet point's about, so that's definitely what we should be thinking about, right? Why should they not make a mistake? What would be the consequences? What are the results of them making a mistake? Okay. And can I talk about what the magazine should do? So no, this is not relevant to this paragraph, and that's actually what the third bullet point is all about. So we're going to wait for the third bullet point paragraph to talk about that. So things we could look at here is A and D. Everything else would be off topic. So getting straight to the point, this is often where students go wrong. There's no need to introduce your idea. Get straight into it, okay? Sentence 1 should state your main idea. Okay, so get right into answering the point. Then the following sentences should develop your main idea. To write about 50 words, you're probably looking at around, like we're thinking about 3 or 4 sentences. So make sure the very first sentence states the idea. The next 2 or 3 sentences are going to be developing that main idea. Make sure that those sentences are directly connected to the main idea. After you've finished, as if everything was writing, you should check that you've done a good job. So after you've finished, check that every sentence you have written is relevant to the bullet point you're answering. If any of those sentences are not directly relevant to the bullet point, take them out. Make sure you include relevant sentences. Okay, that's really, really important. So that brings us on to this week's task. So this week's task is to write the second bullet point paragraph for this question. So just for those people who have a tendency of answering the entire question, we don't want you to answer the entire question. We're just writing the second bullet point paragraph for this question. So put your answers to this task in the comments below this video. Then I will look at them next week, and I will give you some global feedback for them, which, as I previously mentioned, you can find the link for that global feedback under this video next week. Okay, apart from that, thank you very much. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Stay safe, and goodbye for now.